Show. And again, I have our guest, Tommy. Tommy, what's up?
Hey! Welcome. Good to be back. Good to be back. How you
To-
doing?
To- Tommy, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm seeing you. Are you? Yeah, I guess. Could people see Tommy? I'm hoping we can see it, Tommy, because I'm not seeing you on the thing.
I can see
Hang
me
on a
on my end.
I don't think we're seeing you. Because usually you're up close, but I don't know. Hang on one second. Let me. Oh, there you are, Tommy. There you
There you
are.
go. Hey,
I
hey.
was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, you said we usually see me up close. Well, I must have put on a few extra pounds. Must have blocked the screen.
Honest to God, I couldn't see at first, and then I was thinking, "Oh, I didn't push the button. I had it on solo, so the people were hearing me, but they weren't seeing you."
It's okay.
Hey, listen, Tommy, we have a lot to talk about, and honestly, I want to thank everybody because last week, or when we did the show a couple days ago, the Danny Miner Daily Show, our clips went viral. I mean, thank you to everybody out there. I think our one clip was at 200,000, another one was at 50,000, another one was at 80,000. So thank you all to everybody that watched the show. Tommy, it was crazy. It
Yes.
was crazy.
Thank you.
You saw the views, buddy. It was insane. I was shocked how good the views were.
Yes, me too. I was like, holy moly. This
I
is
know.
wild. This is great.
I know. So I want to thank everybody. And listen, we're going to bring better content every day here, but there's a lot to go over today, Tommy. So authorities on the Nancy Guthrie case, right? Now they're
Right.
saying they contacted Mexico law enforcement to see if she's down there. Don't you think they should have done that long ago, Tommy?
As close as you thought. Yeah, you think
See
they
if she's
would.
down
They're
there.
not too far from the border. That
Right.
would be the first thing. Hey, let's get together. What's going on your end? If you see anything, can you have any footage? Throw
I
some
know.
air up and eye in the sky. But no, it's weird.
And and Tommy, I've been down there actually, like the Tucson area, and then I went down to Tombstone. We went through that whole area, so it's not far from the border. I mean, honestly, it's not far. So if they kidnapped her, taken her into Mexico, it's not that far. They could do it. But the only thing to me, Tommy, is, and I know they have ways to get people over the border, but taking an 84-year-old woman over the border, how would they even do that?
We're living in crazy times. Anything's possible these days. But I think it's far fetched. I mean, it's great that they reached out, but they should have did it day one to our neighbor,
But
Mexico. But I think it has to be, like I said, it's got to be within that neighborhood because somebody knows that area very well. So, yeah, you would have think day one they would have said, "Hey, yo, we got this going on. We're going on day 10. Can you guys give us a hand?" We should have did it day one, but here we are. Unbelievable.
And really, Tom, think about this. Say they tried to get her through the border, even the legal way, like going right through, hiding her somewhere in a vehicle, getting through the border. At least could they see where they would have went through with cameras? Maybe 4 hours it might have took them to get to the border from her house. It's probably quicker. I'm not sure exactly, but you think they would have cameras or something like? I can't believe is what I'm saying is I can't believe there's no evidence in this case. We have absolutely no evidence other than that video. It's insane. This is one of the biggest cases ever, and we have zero evidence. It's shocking to me.
Till this day, we got zero, nothing. All you got is
Nothing.
just test after test and clear. Detain. You're detained for a little bit, then they release them. It's like, oh. Same thing
Tommy,
with the. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Tommy, I never seen that before either. Where you're doing a search warrant on people's property, searching their cars, searching everything, and you don't arrest them. Like, I mean, that does happen. Don't get me wrong, it does happen, but very few times. I'm going to tell you, on my hand, I could probably count one or two times that we did a search warrant where we didn't arrest somebody. I mean, that's just weird that they're doing search warrants and they really have no evidence that these people did anything. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, there had to be something that brought them to that house. There had to be something that brought them to that Range Rover. but we have no clue. Like, I'm surprised now. I don't know if you guys know this, but it could be sealed. Okay, if it's not a sealed warrant, a warrant is public knowledge. So say, Tommy, say you get arrested. What
Mhm.
happens when you get arrested? There's a criminal complaint and an affidavit. They are public knowledge. I can go down to the courthouse and get that paperwork, why you got arrested, and there's going to be at least 5 or 6 paragraphs explaining why you've been arrested. Okay? Same thing with a search warrant. When you get a search warrant, that's public knowledge. The press could get that. Okay? Unless it's sealed for some reason. A judge can seal it so that other people don't know why until an arrest is made. So I don't know if it's sealed. But I'm surprised the press has not got a hands on these search warrants and affidavits. I'm shocked. Shocked.
Well, somebody just got to call TMZ if what they got. It seems like they're getting everything. I mean, heads up on everything. Um, this is crazy, man. This is
It's
crazy. Why would you take a grandma? What I mean, that's nuts. To Mexico? I don't know. I think this is probably getting the whatever the trail that they're supposedly on right now off. It just doesn't add up. I mean, it's nuts. I heard
it's
Mexico. I had to double take the video. I'm like, you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. Why didn't they thought of this day one? I mean, like what we talked about in the last podcast. They could have come in their little doom buggies.
yes.
They're not too far. They can zip right through and zip right out. But what did they find? I mean, still today, I still have not heard anything about the footage on top of the roof, like we talked about not too long ago. I
Yeah.
mean, if they took them to Mexico, as like you said, they couldn't took them on horseback riding because you could hear the horse. I mean, they leave a trail behind. You,
Tommy, and I don't know if you know, TMZ received a fourth letter today, another ransom letter today. Today they received one. And basically, this is what it said. The letter says that if they don't meet these demands, they talked about the consequences in graphic details of what they're going to do. Now, TMZ didn't elaborate, but we could all imagine what's going to happen if if this doesn't go through, if they don't come up with the ransom. But Tommy, we heard this 2 weeks ago. It was a deadline Friday. It was a deadline Monday. This is 10 days later, 14 days later. Now we get another line in the sand saying, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. Tommy, this is bullshit. I'm telling Tommy, somebody's playing a game with these guys. I'm telling you that the person that's the rat saying they want to rat him out and the kidnappers are the same person. I'll be shocked if they're not. And why do you think TMZ, Tommy? To me, that's so important. Why TMZ?
that's what baffles me. And no matter what case it is, no matter what incident, TMZ always get the first snib on anything.
Yes. Yes.
So
it makes no sense to me.
I'm like, it doesn't. Harvey comes out, he's in his house like we're doing, getting a podcast interview from another person, and he can't go into details what he's seen in the email that he and his crew's seen. I was like, why you? Why makes you so? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, you got your local newscaster in Arizona, it hasn't hit broad. So it's just like you said, it's a game. This person knows how to channel direction. This person is a director of this game. It's coordinating. And what we're seeing unfolding, everybody minds you. They're all like, get this over with. What's going on? Quit playing games. And like you said, Danny, this is horseshit. It's a game where it's like they I almost said some few words, but brother,
Listen, and they had the FOP president, that's the union president of the police on TV. News Nation interviewed the union president, and this is what he said. He said the guys are getting tired. Okay, he did say that, and he
I
said
bet.
even though they have 96 detectives, something like that, 90 some detectives they have in their department. He said a lot of them don't have experience. Most of them only have 1 year experience. The most experience is maybe 3 years. So he was truthful of how their department is ran. That these detectives don't have a lot of experience. And folks, it's like anything. Experience is valuable in anything. A mechanic, a doctor, anything. And it's the same with police work. Experience is huge.
I agree. I mean, uh, a high profile case like this, you don't want to sing your greenhorns. Well, it's a good learning experience for them, but this is time sensitive. You don't have time to babysit and correct your noobs. You just can't. I agree with you, Danny. You got to have the best of the best on this case around the clock, get people rocking and rolling. Right now, you don't have time to babysit noobs. I mean, God bless their hearts. They want to get in this field for this reason, but this has gone long. This case has gone a little bit too long. We need the best of the best to get on this case and see what we can do to find Nancy. You know,
And folks, I want to tell you something. I sent Tommy a video last night I found on TikTok. And basically, it was two guys who were dancing and slapping high fives and pretending they were the kidnappers every time the police fucked up policy, right? It was a video. Every
right?
time they fucked up their policy, knowing they're going to get off, these two guys were dancing and high fiving each other. And I laughed at the video because it's true. These cops are fucking up right on national TV. Like we're seeing the fuck up. And guys, listen, I'm not bashing the police. I was a cop. I love the police. I support the police 100%. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you what they're doing is right. Because what they did was 100% wrong. They fucked up this crime scene. The crime scene's a mess. When an arrest is made, the person's probably going to get off because they're not going to use half this evidence because it's tainted. It really is. The evidence is tainted. I'm sorry. It
Yeah, with
is.
this another demand, they're gonna get graphic. I'm thinking, okay, now they're really putting images in the viewer's mind that okay, like the Mexican cartels, there are certain groups out there that were brutally and graphic, if you get my drift, to send a message. So
Right.
all this time has been a message. So what is your message? You wanted a $66,000 Bitcoin. Did that follow through? Did you get your money? If that wasn't the case, so now they're wanting something else. It's like this is not making sense. I mean, like you said from the beginning, if somebody wanted to kidnap somebody, it would be quiet. Don't be saying anything. Don't make it a Broadway show. This is what we're seeing. It's a movie now. It's a full blown production. Oh, bad actors. Let me say, bad actors.
And I'm going to say this, guys. We've seen this before. This is a fake ransom, just like the JonBenét Ramsey case. JonBenét Ramsey was a fake ransom note. This is a fake email and fake ransom to TMZ. This is basically the same thing. The cops fucked up the JonBenét Ramsey case. They got a fake ransom note. This case is almost exactly the same, except it's an 84-year-old woman. Did we check the basement? Maybe she's in the basement like JonBenét was, and she was never even abducted. Folks, this is so crazy that these cases are similar. They really
Yeah,
are. It's crazy. It's a fake
yeah,
ransom. 100% this. Let's just get that right out right now. This ransom's fake. It's fake. There is no ransom. It's fake.
yeah.
Would you agree,
It's
Tommy?
I agree. I agree because that's all you see on the internet anymore is people are saying this has got to be a hoax because all the timeline does not add up. And
Yes.
but there are some. I forget her name. I was going to send you the link, but I think she has a PhD or something. She's a independent criminal person. Her name is Christine something. She's the very first one. I forgot to screenshot and send it to you. But in the ring cam, you know how he was doing all this, trying not to look at the camera, and when his glove came out, well, there was a ring inside his glove, and you can almost see the details of it. So fast forward, there's this guy that keeps going around in a blue shirt kind of like a buzzed head, walking around talking to journalists, independent journalists and news journalists, and he was just casually, just poking around. When he lifted up his arm and he pointed, and he keeps blaming the brother-in-law and Annie. Well, when he lifted up his hand, that same ring, same everything, and that young lady put it together. She screenshot it. She put two and two side by side, and she said the guy that everybody's been talking to on the scene has to be the one in the ring camera, because the way the ring, because she basically compared it.
Oh wow, I
And
didn't see that, Tommy.
yeah, and I was like, oh, she gets full credit of this. And well, I passed out, I didn't get any chance to send it to you, or and everybody else is piggyback writing on what
Right.
she's saying, but they're giving her credit because
Right.
she pointed it out. She goes, of all this is going on, she goes, did anybody notice anything? Guys like this, you can see the ring, the imprint. And then when he was talking to the reporter, he was like really moving his hand. It's kind of like throwing it in your face, like, I'm throwing you details. I mean,
Right.
he's blaming the brother-in-law, and he said he lives around there, not too far, and that's what, like, mm.
Yeah,
So
I hear
yeah,
you.
so it's
That's crazy.
interesting.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
so
And then
if
listen, so he was on scene. He came there to the scene.
yeah, he came to the scene just like the pizza man and the pool guy. He just casually walks right up, and you can see the newscast and everybody there doing their thing. And one person just happened to interview him, say, "Hey, what do you think about what's going on?" He goes, "You wish for the best for her, but," he says, "I have my suspicions." He goes, "I think it's the brother-in-law and his wife." And then he pulled his hand out, and the same way he did with the ring on camera, the ring popped up. Same
Right.
time, this woman got to the details, and I was like, "Wow!" And
Well, guys, I don't know if you know this. Like, people that commit arson come to the scene after they burn the house down or they burn the building
yeah,
down. Definitely. And listen, I hate to say this because I love my firemen, but firemen that commit arsons do the same thing. They'll go there and fight the arson that they can. That's public knowledge that arsonists light a fire and they come there. So is it far fetched that somebody that did this would come to the scene? Absolutely not. You got to look at everything or even get interviewed by the press. It's strange, but you never know. You never know, Tommy. I'll have to look at
no.
that
So
when
I
we
just
get time.
thought, yeah, yeah. If I come across it, I think I put it in the saved in the TikTok world, and I might have screenshot it. But there's her name's there. Another woman. Uh, she was intrigued, and she was basically what we're doing, going over what we were saying. But she said, "But this lady here," she said her name. I think her name was Christina. And she just said, "Hey, I think she's onto something. Everybody needs to spread this and give credit to her, because I think the person that everybody was talking to was out in the open. It could be him. Go find this guy." So
Right.
yeah, she put side by side, and you're like, "Good job."
Could you imagine if she solved the case?
I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
yes.
If I'm this sheriff, I'm retiring after this. I am retiring. I'm getting on my horse and just riding through the sunset. That's what this chief should do. He looks old. He's probably as old as me. Brother, just go to the sunset. Just ride off into the sunset. Because I'm telling you, it's not worth it anymore, buddy. I
Yeah, I
honestly,
agree. I think
he's getting bashed on me.
from all sides, all sides. There was an old video clip that I saw from 10 years ago. Same attitude, same persona. He has beef with the same group of FBI. I'm thinking, can't you put your stuff to the side and get along, and let's solve this case, because someone's mother is missing. And
Yeah.
there's other people out there, their loved ones are missing. You're taking all the resources in one case. Let's come on. Let's get everybody rocking and rolling here. Come on now. I got faith in you. Let's put the difference to the side. Let's get this going. Come on.
And listen, that FOP president, okay, he basically said what you're saying. He had a beef with this FBI before this. So this is just a continuation. This guy has beef with people, and this is what they said. I heard this from people from Tucson that DM me. He holds grudges, this guy. His ego is
Whoa.
huge. They said his ego's this big. I got numerous DMs, and again, this is alleged. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I can show you receipts of people from Tucson tell me this sheriff is not liked. And I don't get this. If he's not liked, how the fuck did you vote him in? Why would you vote him in? I don't get this. Why people vote people in like this? You know, if he can't do the job, why did you vote him in? I don't get it.
I don't either. I don't either. It's I would never heard of this guy until this case. You know,
Right.
and like I say, his first briefing, you know, like they always say, go with your first gut instinct. And I'm watching this as it unfolds. I'm thinking, we're going to be in a mess.
Oh
We're
yeah,
literally going to be a mess.
I look at the leader because the leader is the guy you got. He's the guy that's gonna. His guys are gonna do what he's doing. And when I saw that chief talk, I thought, oh my God, we're in trouble because his talk was not confidence. Okay, I want to see a guy with confidence, even if he knows shit, Tommy. Even if he's lying to us, I want to see confidence. And this police chief, this sheriff, I have absolutely no confidence in. None.
Now, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I am all for the men in blue, men and women in blue. I'm all for law enforcement agencies. Okay, all the good people. But you get some bad leaders, bad decisions, and bad apples that tags along because you know they can have a little, you know, perks here and there, but doesn't benefit the rest of the good people in law enforcement to do their jobs. If you're holding up the progress, you might as well step aside and let somebody step up, take charge, and say, "Hey, okay, I'm willing to work with you. You. What do you got?" You know, but this is too far into this. Now we're getting, you know, it's got to be real frustration for these folks. I mean, they got to be beat, tired, coffee to the brim. I mean, I know what it's like to be up 24, 32 hours, you know, standing on your feet, doing paperwork, investigating, looking through the footage, looking through the evidence and stuff like that. You know, when inmates go buck wild and you got everybody doing this and you have to watch the film over and over to see who did what. And you got to track them down. And with these law enforcement here, the sheriff department, FBI, um, man, I feel for you guys. I know it's a long case, but man, just let's the leaders of each
And listen,
agency separate the differences, please.
and Tommy, you were exactly right. What a lot of people don't understand is everything they do has to be documented too. So somebody's doing
Yes,
paperwork on all of this. I mean, anything
yes.
they do is documented. Every little thing. So the paperwork's got to be crazy. I mean, this whole case is. I'm gonna say it, it's a fucking mess. This case is a mess. Tommy, I honestly, for the first time. I don't know if they're going to solve this. I'm starting to think they're not. I can't believe I'm even saying this. But right now, I lack confidence that they're going to solve this. I lack confidence.
You even got Murder She Wrote jacked up. I mean, she would be like, "What are you guys doing?"
And listen, I want to get on to the hockey game in Rhode Island where there was a shootout, an active shooter there. We're
Oh
going to talk
yeah.
about that. But before we get into that, I just want to say one more thing on this case, okay? Tommy's so right. You gotta on a big case like that, there's egos involved. Okay? Because say you make an arrest or you do something in this case, you're gonna be on national TV. You're gonna be the big hero, okay? Especially if you're the guy that walks them in, does the perp walk, all of that crap. Is there egos in law enforcement? Yes. Every cop, and Tommy will tell you he's a corrections officer. Every cop is a beta male. Okay, so they think they're the best in the world. Every single cop, including myself, okay, we're beta males. So the ego is there. And yes, they fight about who's going to make the arrest. Yes, they fight about who's going to make credit. That is a fact. agencies will fight who's going to make the arrest. State police, local police, federal police. So do I think this is going on? 1,000% it's going on, Tommy. 1,000.
I yeah, you see it. You're literally on TV. You
Yes,
see it. You do.
it
It's bottom
happens.
line. Yeah.
They want that. They
Yeah.
want that credit. Look what I did. I made this arrest. I arrested this big guy. You know. I look what I did. It'll help them get
Yeah.
promotions. It'll help them all of this stuff. So I'm telling you, there's egos in police work and law enforcement.
Yeah, I like to say for the record that folks in the comments, you know, we're all making comments no matter where you are. It helps. You know, like Danny said a few days ago, if you see something, say something. And if, you know, any little thing could help this case. And so far, everybody that I've seen in the comments are saying the exact same thing that we're saying. And it's all over the place. This case is all over the place. They should have done this day one. And, you know, they should have had better people in charge because it's making a mockery, you know, of the agencies, and it shouldn't be like that at all because you got good people, boots on the ground, trying to do the job. And like you said, they're buried in paperwork. I mean, you're doing this, and then oh, now we got more of this crap coming in. You're like, okay, the timeline's off now. You know what I'm saying with the DNA testing of the glove that they found and stuff. Well, I mean, there got people there with gloves. I mean, just discharging him all over the place because they're investigating the whole perimeter. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are when I was working, when you're done, you do this freehand, come over here with the glove, take it like this, it won't be contaminated, and then you
You're
put it in a
exactly right.
bag.
Yes, Tommy's right. And what Tommy's telling you is when we have rubber gloves on, they teach us how to not contaminate it. They tell us you take this glove off up to here, and then you use this to pull this glove off so you don't contaminate nothing. Then you roll them up together and throw them out. They're throwing the gloves in the desert in the crime scene. Like, I don't know what the fuck police academy they teach in Arizona, but I didn't go through the police academy they taught in Arizona. Thank God I got taught on the East Coast.
Well, I tell you what, this would be an SNL skit. I
Yes.
mean,
Oh my God, it's so bad. And listen, the thing about this is, how about the family? I feel so bad for them. They're probably thinking, why did we get the fucked up sheriff? They're probably thinking, why could this happen to somebody else? We got the bad sheriff. I mean, honestly, I don't know this guy, but I lack confidence in this guy. I really do. I lack confidence in this sheriff. I mean, I wouldn't want him to be my boss. I can tell you that.
I get if you're in charge, you got a lot on your mind, but when he gets asked the same question from a different person, you get a different answer. And he was not consistent in some of his questioning or his answers when questions. And to me, that's like you said, it's like, no. I mean, there's no leader in that. There's no leader. There's no confidence in your role in this matter. But yeah, the family. I feel bad for him. You know, the gig is up. I mean, we're not laughing. I mean, we're laughing, but we're not laughing.
I know what you mean.
Because there is you know what I'm saying. So it's just like I know they're desperate. They want their mama back, and if you said it, man. They're toying with them. They're toying with them. Let's just start with the. I'd like to know, Harvey. Are you probably watching, brother? You know, where are you getting all this info, man? How are you? What are you doing? Are you giving out free meals? I mean, like free coffee because nobody else is getting these tips. None of these major corporation news channels or independent journalists like Danny, the ones who are reporting facts and truth. I just baffled me for years. This guy and his company, and don't get me wrong, it's entertaining, but they always get the good tips before anybody. It's just crazy. Really,
I know.
like that Las Vegas shooting. They were the first. I
Yeah,
was like, how did they get it so fast? Fox
yeah,
News didn't scratch their ass and take a coffee break, and TMZ already got it.
yeah. I agree with you, Tommy. Tommy, if we could switch gears here. Now,
Sure.
yesterday, there was another active shooting. Okay. There was one in Canada a week ago. Now we had another one in Rhode Island at a hockey
Yeah.
game. Okay. Basically, a husband went in there, a transgender husband, okay, dressed as a woman, went into the hockey game, shot his ex wife, shot his son, and I believe, I'm not positive, I believe he shot the grandparents too. But I think the son and the mother just died. But I think he shot the grandparents too. And just went into this hockey game. And at first he didn't start shooting, but then he pulled out a gun and said, start shooting people.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's
That's got to
crazy.
be that. It's got to be those chemicals that they're taking. They have to take all the time to get to the, I guess, to be as like a woman, think and feel. I think it really messed up this one's mind. I think it didn't take the medication. I mean, why would you want to off your family members? That is nuts.
It's
I
crazy.
mean,
And I don't know if you saw that the kid that did the transgender kid that did the shooting in Canada last week. I mean, there was signs. He was on video screaming and yelling, and all I can think about is I don't know if you know this. Like 7 out of the last 10 shootings were transgenders. So I mean, something's going on here, folks. We could sit here and say it's not. Something's got. Listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Listen, people could. I understand. They probably feel like they're a woman. I get it. Something up here is telling them they're a woman. I totally get it. But folks, when a man is putting a dress on, we can't say that's normal. We can't sit here and say this is normal. It's not normal. And we're seeing this. They go off and commit these violent crimes. I mean, it's happening. You want to tell me it's not happening? I'm telling you it's happening. The last two were transgenders. The last two active shooters.
yes,
I don't
and
know what
from
to tell
the,
people.
I don't either. From what I saw of this guy, he looked like he works out. He
He
looks
looked like
pretty
a
beefy.
he looked like a
I
dude
mean,
wearing a wig.
yeah, he looks like
Let's be
somebody who,
honest.
just competed from Arnold Classic, just threw a wig on and just rolled up and just start offing his family. That's just nuts. I think the combination of whatever juice he was on to keep his physique going, and then the chemical for the transitioning, because there is a WWA or WWE wrestler was a man who transitioned into a woman. He had to get off the juice and stuff to get
Right. I did see
transitioning and
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so to me, I still see a man, no matter how you fix it up. I mean, I watched you as a man, and now trying to look. You got long hair and dressed up, whatever. Your characteristics, your features, the way you walk. Women walk with a slant cross over. Men walk legs like
Yes.
a robot. Okay,
Yes.
and
I just
I
and
feel
look,
sorry. My heart goes out to the victims and the victims' family, because this should not happen. I mean, if they saw signs this guy wanting to be a woman, it's just like maybe that took a notch for him to say, I want to be with my family, but they're not accepting me. Sorry, pal, that's your reality. Our reality still sees you as a man. Period.
I I agree, Tommy. And they even showed his son's graduation picture. Could you imagine graduating with your father next to you in a fucking dress and a wig? I can't even imagine this. I can't even imagine this. And what's going on here, folks? And I don't care who gets mad at me. The Democrats are saying this is normal. This is not normal. Okay, it's not like being gay. Okay, listen. 1000% you're born gay. Nobody decides to be gay. You're born gay 1000%. 1000%. But when you think in your head you're a woman, okay, and you're a male, that's a different story. When you decide to start wearing dresses and want everybody to call you a woman when you're a man, folks, there's something wrong. And as a society, we got to realize this isn't normal. This is a mental health illness. And I will bet you, Tommy, we get therapists and psychologists on a platform. I'll bet you 99% of them are going to say what me and you are saying. It's a mental illness. I will guarantee you. Not going to say it's normal because it's not. I'm a dude and
That
think
is
I'm a
not normal.
girl. It's
Oh,
not normal. It's just like if you thought you were a ghost or you were, an animal of something. It wouldn't be normal. Okay? You're not. You're a
you're
dude.
not.
You're a
No.
fucking dude. And then to
Hmm.
say you're gonna put a wig on and a dress on and then go play women's sports because in your head you believe you're a woman is ridiculous. And as a society, us letting them play in women's sports, I'm sorry. I don't care who gets mad at me. It's wrong. It's wrong.
It's
Hundred
wrong. I
percent.
can't remember. Yeah, where did this? What state did this take place in? I can't
Rhode,
remember where this happened at.
Rhode Island, I believe it was.
Rhode Island. Okay. To
Yeah.
the heroes in Rhode Island in the audience tackling the transgender guy,
Yes.
offing his family. Thank you guys for tackling this son bitch. Get him contained until the authorities got on the scene and took care of it. Those are the heroes right there. They saw it. They jumped right on it. Unfortunately, not everybody were able to come out of there is because of this idiot. He was carrying two pistols, from what I read. Carrying two pistols. Now, again, just like the Minnesota thing, the protesting, you have your freedom, you have your right to go. You can right to go to a hockey game, you can go to a football game, but if you're carrying an arm, to this event, knowing the security around, you're up to no good to me. Okay, why were you carrying two pistols? I think that person is like something snapped. Something snapped. No one's accepting him, just like that guy at the convenience store. Don't address me as sir. I'm a ma'am. I'm a woman. Dude, you're a dude. You're swinging underneath the dress. You can't deny that. You look like a dude. Like Aerosmith's song, Dude Looks Like a Lady. Dude, you're a dude. Period.
Tommy,
Cut and dry.
I can't believe we're arguing about this. I can't even believe that we have discussions that we're like people are arguing with me. No, that's a woman. That's not a
Uh,
fucking woman. I mean, there's times I think, am I going crazy? Tommy, there's times I sit at home and think, am I the bad guy in this? No, I'm not the bad guy. That's a dude. That's a dude. And the day you're gonna let that guy play in women's sports, Tommy, we talked about this before. Men are
right.
10 times stronger than a woman. Okay? We could push a woman and accidentally kill her. That's how strong we are. Okay? So a woman cannot compete against a man. It's just facts. It's facts. And any woman that thinks they can, you're dead wrong. You can't. Okay? Why? Because a man is physically stronger than you. That's just the facts. And so when a dude plays a woman's sports, it's such an unfair advantage to the ladies. If my daughter was in sports playing against a man, I'd be pissed off, Tommy. I'd be
Oh, hell
furious.
yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'll pull my daughter off the soccer field. I said, no, no, sorry, no. Your daughter's swinging just like me, but it's a boy. No, this is my daughter. You're not going to be. I mean, look at the Olympics. That one lady almost got her head knocked off.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And you know what, Tommy? Here's the thing. I don't care if you dress like a woman. I won't even
I don't
say
either.
one
Just
thing. You can walk right by me. I wouldn't say one word to you. But
no.
don't go into our girls' bathrooms playing our girls' sports. Do whatever you want, but pee in the fucking men's bathroom. You're not going to go in with
Yeah.
little fucking kids. You're dressed as fucking Maud. Okay? That's not going to happen. I don't know if
No.
you remember
No.
Maud.
Oh, I'm wearing mod.
She kind of was like a
I,
man, Maud.
she was actually a Marine.
Was she? I loved her show. She
Yeah.
was good. I loved her
Oh
show,
yeah,
man.
and the Golden Girls. She
Yes,
played in the
yes, that
Golden
was
Girls.
great. Yes,
Yeah,
it was
she was
great.
a
It's
truck
great
driver.
shows.
Yeah, yeah, she was a truck driver in the Marine Corps.
Uh huh.
So she could carry herself. That 6'3" woman. Oh, I bet you she slapped me. My ankles would burst.
Was she that tall? I didn't know she was that tall.
I think she's 6 foot something or five
Oh
11.
my
Yeah, 6 foot
god.
something.
Oh
Maybe
my
the
god.
heels that made her look taller, but when I found out when she was a Marine, I was like, yeah. I mean, she still looked great in her age. She was 50 something when the Golden Girls were going on, but I see her in the 1930s and 40s, or her when she was a Marine in the 40s. Sorry,
And,
I just had a moment.
oh, you liked her? You thought she was hot back
Oh yeah, any woman
then?
in the 40s. Okay, before feminism, that's
Uh-huh.
feminism. Feminism was a woman who can handle her shit as a Marine, didn't need a sign or going down there. "Oh, my hair is green and blue and purple. You little poor me." No, they got dirty. They got out there in the shits and rocked and rolled. Yeah, I'm attracted to uh women who are strong and not so oh poor me bit. I mean, those are no. She was out when I saw her. I was like, holy crap! She was a Marine and she was a truck driver and she did all those things. But her file you can't really get into. But yeah, she was a Marine. A lot of majority of our good actors that we grew up with were in the military service. But when I found out she was a Marine, oh wow, you gotta see the picture, brother. I'm telling you.
We got to calm Tommy down here. Holy cow, he's all excited about this. Tommy, one other thing I want to say about this, because a lot of people say to me, and I don't know if you know this, but I taught active shooter. I taught how to survive one of these incidents. I taught probably 50,000 people active shooter, how to survive one of these incidents if you were caught in it. But Tommy, they catch people off guard. The biggest thing how to stop these, we have to stop them before they happen. And we got to sense the mental health, okay? We got to sense there's something wrong. And this is what I always tell people. Think about this, Tommy. We're used to work or where you work when an employee would come to work every day. He's on time, never misses a day, perfect employee, looks sharp every day he's at work. Now, fast forward 5 years later. Now, for some reason, he's late for work. He looks like he slept in his clothes. Something changed his behavior. He didn't just decide, I'm going to be a bad employee. I was a good employee for 5 years, but fuck that. I'm going to be bad now. Something changed in his life. Alcohol, drugs, divorce. Divorce is a big one. Gambling or mental health. Something started happening up here. You got to look for change in behaviors. You will see it. You will see the change in behavior, but you got to look for it. But that's what happens. That's when you got to notify somebody. Or if they start talking off topic like this, just giving you an example. And folks, this is not a threat. This is not a threat in law enforcement. So law enforcement can't make an arrest if they say this. They'll say it this way and they know they can't be arrested. You know what that guy did at the hockey game? I could see why people do that. They won't make a threat. That's called an indirect threat. You can't arrest somebody for that because they didn't say they were going to do it. They said, I can see why somebody would do that. And when they do that, that's somebody you have to start looking at because they know
Mm-hmm.
they didn't cross that line to get arrested, but they let you know their intentions. Like I could see why somebody would do that. I could see why somebody would get that frustrated. You start hearing that, you start seeing a change in their behavior. That's what you got to look for.
Yeah, yeah, in our field we call it uh, the burnout. They're getting ready to be burned out. They're getting because they're working too many hours. They're stressed. Their job stressed enough. Um, and the psychologist calls it a severe nervous breakdown. But in our field and in the military, they call it a great burnout. We just got severely burned out. We don't like to use the term, uh, you know. Uh, but anyways, yes, those are the key details because when they start fumbling around with their verbiage or they're misputting place and putting things and not in the right order or they're saying stuff like where I was working, for example, I was there for a good while. Um, I could see myself losing focus. I got severe burnout. It hit me later in life. Most of them hit them early, and these people are just like, "I'm out of here. I'm gone." And they get too rough with the inmates, and there's write ups here and there. But for me, it hit me much later. So when I started fumbling along with my keys, I couldn't remember which key unlocked what, and I start uh, not remembering, because you gotta communicate on on the radio, on the walkie-talkie, and I
Right.
just couldn't communicate. So I knew there was something going on. Well, yeah, I was going through a personal problem. I was weight training like crazy. I was working around the clock at the facility. I was dedicated, first one on the ground, first one on the scene, the last one to leave, and I was dealing with personal problems. So it got to me. About my 4.5 years, it got to me, and then and I had to, I became disabled from it. So I had to step away, and then it got to me. That's another whole story. But what Denny is saying is like, yes, when you see your coworkers acting out of character, hey, you're not being nosy, you're being concerned. You say, hey, man, how's things going? Oh, by the way, just kind of play dumb, just kind of feel them out. It helps them to vent, because when they start opening up, maybe it will take them a notch away from what they're actually wanting to do. You know, the unthinkable. Because we don't want people to get to that point. I mean, like you said, they're unpredictable, but you never know. Just like that UPS worker or the mail office guy, he was in the warehouse working, and all of a sudden he just starts planking people. They just never saw the signs. I don't know if you remember that, but he just took his shotgun or something inside the
Oh
warehouse,
yeah.
and he started offing people because nobody
Well,
was listening. No one was
we used
paying
to.
attention.
Ronnie, we used to call it going postal. Remember that? Because it was
Yeah,
postal workers.
yeah,
Yes. We didn't call it active shooter. It was called going postal because it was always postal workers. I remember.
yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
But
It's
oh,
crazy. Yeah.
one other thing I wanted to mention here. That you got to look for the change in behavior. And I want to talk about one of our police officers because you told me about that. We had one of our police officers who was married like 30 years. His wife passed away. And they had no children, his wife passed away, who he loved dearly, and we started to see
Mm.
the change in behavior in him. We started seeing like he wasn't himself, he wasn't talking right. And let me tell you, this is going to sound crazy, but this is 100% true. We sent him on a burglar alarm, which happens all the time. Alarms go off in a building and you just go check it. 95% of the time, the alarm just went off. You walk around the building and you're clear. Everything's good. The alarm was just a false alarm. So we send him on this alarm, which we 99% were sure it was false. And then one of our officers had a bad traffic stop and started calling for backup. They sent him and another officer, and he never went. And people were like, why didn't you go and back
Wow.
this officer up? And you know what he said? Are you ready for this? He said that he was dead people talked to him. And there was dead people in the building, and he was following them around the building that the alarm went off. That he could see dead people, and he started following them around. I swear to God,
Wow.
Todd.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Listen, so the
Yeah.
next thing, as a sergeant, I went to him and I said, hey, you okay, buddy? You know what I mean? And he's like, I said, I heard that you were seeing dead people. And he said to me, he said, Danny, ever since my wife died, they come to me at night. I can't sleep. He told me he can't sleep. They talk to him at night. So, of course, I had to go tell my chief. I'm his supervisor. So I went and I said,
Oh, yeah.
listen, he's having problems. He's telling me he's talking to the dead. He said they keep him up at night. He didn't back another officer up because he said the dead was following him around in this building. We sent them to an alarm, and they ended up getting him help. And he ended up retiring. He had the time to retire. But, folks, this happens. And this guy was a good cop, a great guy, but his wife passing away made him get a little crazy. And Tommy, who knows? Maybe he was seeing dead people. Who the hell knows? You know, we
Could
always say
be.
that.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy. But that's a true story. We had a guy in our department that said he was seeing dead people. That's a fact. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
yeah. What? Sorry that happened to that man and his family, but man, I'm glad those people in the grandstand jumped the guy, tackled him, subdue him, so he won't do any more further shootings, at the hockey game. I just, my hats off to the heroes in the hockey ring.
And listen, the other thing I want to say before we get off this topic, I want to do. We got like 10 more minutes if you're okay with that, Tommy. I want to talk about
Sure.
Iran
Yeah.
at the end. I want to talk about Iran, but I just want to say this to our audience. In no way are me and Tommy against trans people, gay people, or anything.
No.
You do whatever you want. All I'm saying is we need to look into this. Okay? If
Right.
you feel like
Right.
you want to be a woman, I mean, you should have to try to get some kind of mental help because it's not normal. Okay, it's not normal, and we shouldn't make fun out of these people. We should get them help. We should get them help, and that's a fact. Well, listen, This is how I was trained, and I'm gonna tell you guys straight out. They trained me how to deal with mental health people. Like if I went on scene and somebody said, "There's this crazy guy standing right over there. He looks like a monster. Do you see him?" I was taught to say, I don't see him, but I believe you see him. That's what I was taught to say. Not to say, yeah, I see him too. My thing was to tell this person, listen, I don't see them, but I believe you see them. Okay? And that's the thing. They believe they're a woman. I believe they believe that. I don't think they're making it up. But we don't see them as a woman. And I think they should get some mental health for that. I do. And we've had now the last 2 weeks, we had 2 transgender shooters. We probably had 7 or 8 this year. Something's going on, guys. Something's going on, and you can't sit here and say it's not mentally ill. It's mental illness. I'm sorry. It's mental illness. I don't care who
Yeah.
gets mad at me. It is. And I'll say that forever. I don't care who gets mad at me. It's mental illness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I got no hate. I mean, you do what you want to do. That's your prerogative. But
Yes.
that's your reality. But you have to respect my reality. That if I don't accept it, don't get mad at me, but I'm going to treat you as a human being. If I've talked to trans and gay people, whatever. I have no beef with them. They're just talking like how we're talking, but there's some out there are really aggressive and really demand full attention, full acknowledgement, accept me for who I am, and blah 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 blah. You can't force people. It's you can't. I have no hate for him. It just I don't understand it. That's going to be for the life of me. But like Danny said earlier, I mean, you know, you're born with it. You don't wake up like like in 2015, 16 or something like that. There was a trending. I wake up gay. It's like you kids can't. I mean, they're getting these kids that think. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all tongue twisted tied because it was hell for me. I had a teenager back then. Thank God he knew he was straight, but oh man. At these parents' meetings, I'm like, what I'm looking at these parents, I'm like, you don't
Tommy,
wake up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Tommy,
Ooh,
one last
Lord have
thing.
mercy.
I think we're gonna go to war with Iran. What do you think? I think it's coming.
Well, here's the thing. Our country's always been going to war with countries who don't have a fucking army. It just baffles me. When they say, "Oh, we're gonna," it's crazy. Like Iran, what? Wait, what?
And Iran's talking shit
are we
too.
training their pilots? Huh?
And they're talking shit, Iran too. Like, I mean, I think it's going to happen. I don't know. I just saw an article or a news briefing before we came on that Trump sent 50 planes over there or something like that. I don't know. Something's going on. I predict we will attack Iran within the next 2 days. That's my opinion. I think that's going to happen.
Look, we was in Iraq back in 2004 and then some. I mean, we don't need to go back there. I mean, like I said, we're testing 1, 2, 3. Tommy, you okay? Yes, I just don't like it when we go to war with people who don't have armies. It's not competition. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're rope doping with a dummy.
Yes. Yes.
And it not hitting back is like, oh.
I know, but I'm telling you, I feel it coming, man. I'll be shocked if it doesn't come. I'm telling you, I'll be shocked. Oh, one last thing. I want to go over this one more time because we're still getting a lot of hate about this from people. Like, there is actually people still think that you shouldn't have to have an ID to vote. Tommy, it's shocking to me. It's shocking to me. People are arguing with me online saying people can't afford to get an ID. Tommy,
What?
just it's $30. It's $30 to get an ID. Just go get an ID. Any
Look, if
excuse
you
in the
can
book.
afford oh my word.
Tommy, you can't go anywhere without an ID, and they want us to vote without one. Democrats, seriously, you are the party with zero common sense. I've never seen a group of people that are so dumb in my life. And they want us to be dumb, but we're not dumb. And then they say Republicans are dumb. Oh, they're dumb. That's when they follow Trump. We're dumb. You believe men are women, okay? That's what you believe. You believe that women can't get an ID and black people can't get an ID. And we're the dummies? That's common sense. It's common sense, Tommy. I
It,
just don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, what in the hell this world is coming to? It
And
just
Tommy, you know what else is crazy? Like transgenders, and we're getting back on this, but real quick, they're like a 0.5% of the entire population. Okay, like a 0.5% of the entire population. But yet, all the celebrities in California, it seems like all their kids are transgenders. All their kids are
yeah,
transgenders.
yeah.
You got to ask
They're all
yourself,
inverted.
fucking, why? Why are these kids all transgenders when they're a 0.5% of the entire fucking population? Why is Hollywood full of them? Full of
Yeah.
them. Why? You got to ask yourself why. Because Hollywood's fucked up. And I think we're all realizing this. Look at the Epstein files. How could you even watch these people on TV anymore? How could you even watch these
Mm.
people or support Hollywood? They're trash. They're the trashiest people alive. I don't care how much money they are, they're trash. Hollywood's trash.
Yeah, Hollywood's gone down on the shitters. I mean, yeah, all their kids, they get I mean, they're all like they go adopt them and they come and bring them back and say, "Oh no, we'll put you in a dress." And they grow up and they get confused. And I think, once they confuse them, you're having all these problems, these anger issues, and they're exploding inside. And yes, since this thing happened with the parents fighting against this transgendering, the stuff going into schools and dancing on poles and reading a little daytime story in dresses and all that weird stuff, I'm like, you know what? There are gay people out there. I disagree with this. There's a guy that you went to go in Florida. He called himself Auntie. He was totally against all of this during Trump's 2020. I think it was during his campaigning. That's how I came across him. And he flipped his lid. He's like, "There's no way. Why would you treat an innocent child like that? Coming in dressing like that? You know, he's a gay man speaking against something that it doesn't represent him and hit
Right.
and you know what I'm saying. And so there are gay people out there who are saying this is nuts. We i i dress like a man. I may but my characteristics are a little different, but I'm not dressing up, telling stories, flinging from a pole. They did that at the Dodger Stadium. That's the last time I went to the Dodgers ball game, brother. Is because they have the flying nuns, I guess that's what they call them, men dressing like women on dance poles in their little G strings with little kids around. I was so mad. I told my brothers, I said, "Hey, I said I ain't coming back. No, I ain't doing this. This is wrong. This is wrong." You got little innocent kids walking around. Same thing with the gay parade. You got little kids walking around, parents taking their kids there. You got to look at the parents too. If they're taking their kids to these functions,
It's craziness. It's craziness. And this is the Democratic Party. And guys, I'm telling you, if these Democrats get in power again, our country's going to be ruined just like Canada. Canada is ruined. And I don't know if you know this, guys. There is two sections of Canada trying to exceed from Canada. They're trying to leave Canada. I believe Alberta is
Mhm.
one of them. You guys don't realize this. Canada is trying to split. There's two. what do they call them? They don't call them states. What do they call them in Canada? I can't even
Province,
think it. Provinces.
Providence.
There's two provinces that want to exceed from the union there in Canada, and they're going to end up being part of the United States. It's coming, folks. That's how woke Canada is. Woke Canada is out of control. What me and Tommy just talked about, they'd be putting us in jail. We'd be canceled. Me and Tommy never get a job again.
Mm.
Canada is the same as the UK. It fell. And I'm telling you, if Trump didn't get in office, that would have happened here. It would have happened here. These Democrats are insane. They're crazy. And they're pushing all of this shit. I don't know why. You got to ask yourself, why are they pushing this, Tommy? You got to ask
Yeah,
yourself that. It's
they're repeating
craziness.
history. They're repeating history again. I got to some depth reading. I'm like, what is it with this transgendering stuff and forcing it on people? It goes way back before World War One. They're doing this. They're experimenting and they're putting men. They're experimenting back then. I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes sense now. No wonder Hitler was burning books because they're putting that kind of literature in the classrooms, in the schools. So he was rounding up all the literatures in the big bonfire, burning all this transgender stuff to get what we are experiencing today and what we
Right.
saw in the books. That's what it
And
did back then. It's
And
crazy.
Tommy,
It's
listen, I don't have a problem with like not young kids at all. I'm not saying young kids. I don't have a problem with like 13, 14-year-old kids that have when they have health class that say, listen, there's girls and boys that like each other, but there are times that boys like boys, girls like girls, so they can accept all children. I get that. Put that in health class. Teach them that yes, there are gay people. No problem
yeah,
at all. I get
no
that.
problem at all. Yeah.
You want everybody to accept that, but you're not telling 5-year-olds this. You're not reading this to kindergartens. You want these kids to understand. 13, they already decided. Yeah, I like girls. Yeah, I like boys. Because by the time you're 13, I know me, Tommy. By the time I was 12, I was like, yes, I like these things called girls.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I looked at them and thought, yeah, this is what I like. So by the time you're
Hmm.
12 and 13, you already made that decision. So it's
Hmm.
okay to teach a health class saying, listen, there's gay people, there's lesbians, no big deal, accept everybody. And I have no problem teaching that in health class, not the kindergartens and the first graders. That's
No,
craziness, you know?
no, their minds are not fully developed. Let them be
Yes.
kids. Let them have fun. Teach them the curriculum that's proper, not improper. Our country's already taken a big, massive dump because of all this for the last 4 or 5 years of the last administration pushing this agenda. Got people all scrambled all over the place. But I'm yay to the parents that strapped their boots up their knees, took it right back to their states and say, hey, we don't want this kind of crap for our youngsters. Stop teaching this. Try to make them to be something that they're not. We want them to learn their ABCs, not where things are to be. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. But I agree with everything what you just said. I don't have no problem with anybody who's gay. I really don't. I
I
get
don't
along with
either.
everybody. I get along with everybody until you cross the line and say, "Hey, that's a no-fly zone there." Okay, that's for gentle handling. So, anyways, yes, do not teach that stuff to little kids. They're there to be a little kid. Let them grow up to
Let
be
them be
whatever
little
they like. You said,
kids.
let them be little kids. Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, I don't. They're pushing it. You can say they're not. They're pushing this on us, and they're pushing it on our kids. And you can tell me, no, they're not. You're just
Oh,
homophobic. I'm not homophobic. I can fucking see what's going on. I'm not homophobic. Okay, I can see what's going
especially
on.
this state. Yeah, in this state where I live in, with the governors all for all this weird stuff. California used to be like, hey, hey, whatever floats your boat, brother. Hey, bro, we can hang, we can shoot the shit, we can do this. Now they're making it decisive, making dividing everybody, make everybody, you're homophobe. No, I'm not. Look, I'm not homophobic. Okay, I have dick phobia. I'm pro pussy. Okay, period.
Tommy said what he said.
I said what I said.
Tommy said
I'm
what he
pro.
said. He said what he said. That's going to be a clip. I can sense that. Opus Clip is going to make that a clip, so you'll see that later. But listen, guys. Oh my God, Tommy, we've been on an hour and 5 minutes already, and it sounds like we just came on.
Woo! Yeah, didn't it? Got my
Yeah.
second win, brother.
Tommy, like I said, you are always welcome on this show. I will
Appreciate that.
listen. And what before we get off, folks, I want to thank everybody again because our clips went off the chart from our last podcast. I had, honest to God, I had 200,000, 70,000, 50,000. Like every single clip we put out there went viral. Which, thank you guys. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank you.
Give me a follow on this Rumble show. Give Tommy a follow. Tommy, what is your code on here?
Mine just Tommy Overalls on all
Oh, that's right.
platforms.
Tommy
Tommy
Overalls.
Overalls.
Give us a
Yeah.
follow here at the Danny Miner Daily Show. We appreciate it, guys. Tommy, you're welcome here anytime. I'll see
Thank you for
everybody
having me.
tomorrow.